to export your model in Unreal and then run it in your iPads or iPhones. Hence, you need this. And don't worry, you will be able to install all of them later if you don't install it now. For example, this version that I have here, the last one, go to Option, and for example, I don't need the Linux, so I uncheck it and then apply it. So it will be removed from this version and it won't be here anymore. Alright, let me go to this one. HoloLens 2, it's for Microsoft. It is used for AR glasswares. So if you use AR glasswares, you should check it. And for Android devices, most of the time we use the export for Android devices as well as exe format for the computer, for the PCs. So often we check Android and exe. We have engine sources and templates. If you uncheck it, I will explain it to you later. When I open the Unreal Engine, we have some templates and architectural objects that we can use it for making games. Alright, the next one is starter contents that, they are some default assets that you can use them. And let me give you an example. For example, templates is like the templates for Revit, and the starter contents is the families and the tools of Revit. Well, it's not relevant, but I just gave you an example to understand it better. And we have this core components, which is required. As you can see, you're not able to uncheck it. It is necessary for installing and running Unreal Engine. Well, generally you need about 50 gigabytes space to install it. If I uncheck it, Linux, as you can see, it's about 50 gigabytes. If you install it, you can run it. Let me remove that one. I did install it before. Well, as you can see, we have some plugins here. You can search them and then install it. Some of them you should buy them, and for others they are free. You can use them. So you can make some assets, you can create them and then sell them here. As you can see, they are suitable for you if you want. For example, this one is about $15. You can buy it and use it, and you may have a very good income from this marketplace, and you don't need to even create them. You can use 3D Max for making these samples. Let me show you one of them. All right, wait a minute. Okay, let me find them here. All right, very good. Yes, let me show it to you. For example, this one, if you create them, if you make them and give them some materials, give them some textures, you can sell them very well, and they will buy it from you. We have many samples here, as you can see, and I will show it to you how to create one of them. All right, let me tell you something. If you have installed many versions of Unreal Engine like this, as you can see, we have 3 of them now. To launch one of them, please open Epic Games Launcher first to choose your version correctly. If you click on the icon here, it opens the last one, the last version. unless you create another icon for the other versions. Okay, so let me launch the last version. Automatically, Epic Games will be minimized and Unreal Engine is being loaded, just like that. Well, pay attention to this 45%. As you can see, sometimes it gets stuck, and it depends on your hardware system that you are using for your software Unreal Engine. If this happens, you should wait for it to be loaded. Maybe most of the times it takes about 1 hour to open Unreal Engine, and the reason is it is loading, it is opening the shaders again from the beginning actually, and you should give it some time. But maybe if you have a good hardware system, it loads very fast. As you can see, these pictures, it is for the templates that I told you before. You check that. We have simulation for the last version. We didn't have it before. At first, we have the recent projects, and about games, we have some templates. For example, VR. If you want to make a VR project, you should use this template and then add some assets to it according to your needs. We have first person, third person, it is for games, but virtual reality, it's for architectural projects. We have this template for films and videos and architectures here. And Archviz, you can use it for lights and radiation. And as you can see, it set some data estimate for us according to our hardware systems. Alright, the next one is design. Let me show it to you here. It has some default settings. It is good for designing. It is very interesting. Let me show it to you. Let me open it. It is very cool. To use Unreal Engine, you should first set a location here, project location, and then choose a name for it. And for name, you shouldn't use space. As you can see, it gives you an error. You're able to use underline, yes, but you cannot use dash. And in this part, you can check started content or ray tracing, yes. Now it gives you the prepared template. Let's see. Okay. As you can see, we have this design. And now if I click on run, it gives you some options. Creating this design is not that hard. It's just a blueprint that you can do it by connecting some visual programming in Revit, for example. And in this course, we're supposed to trade each one of them. And here we have started content that have been installed already. And for example, assume that you have this design, and after that you export it and then deliver it to your employer. An employer sees just this window, not the options and settings around it. If an employer opens your model, it shows them your design, including these icons here. You can choose the camera or environment. You want it to be night or day. It depends on you. It depends on your needs. Alright, I'm gonna choose day, let it load. And the next icon is roof material. You can give it material just like that, or even columns here. Yes, you can choose each one of them that you like. Slabs, just like that. Even the people, you can choose a character for it. You want it to be crowded or not. All of it, it's your choice. You can choose each one of them that you like. And we have all these alternatives here from the template, so it is very important to select which template that we choose. It depends on our needs. One of the other features that it has is collaboration, which is so good for those who are working on BIM process, and it has VR by default, so you don't need to worry about it. And we have AR here. After you've done, you can get an export from it and run it in your Android device or iOS. It doesn't matter. And the other one is manufacturing your products, your ideas. You can bring it on this template, as you can see. And the last one is simulation, which is so good. We have virtual reality here, VR, and it's better to read this explanation under each template that you have here. Maybe it has some difference between the VR in simulation and the VR in games. Even maybe not, but it's better to read the explanation. I'm gonna choose collaboration here. Alright, so we have this model which is default and prepared already, and we don't have anything to do with it. So first of all, we should duplicate it here, yes, and then delete all the objects that we have here. It will be a flat ground, and we will add some assets into it. For example, here, if I push a space button, we have these icons. You can go through your model just like this, and as you can see, I'm able to add some text here, or even make these floors and ceilings transparent by applying this X-ray icon. See, just like that. And even we have measurements. We can do something like that. Yes, for example, from here to here. After that, you can export it for those who you need to deliver it. And we have this VR icon. By clicking on it, the VR mode will be activated, and it is so good. It is a very good feature that you can use a prepared template. Alright, let me open Epic Games Launcher again. Here, yes, launch Unreal Engine. I'm gonna tell you the environment of Unreal Engine. This time the blank space, yes, click on it, and after you open it, by right click here, you can move the camera just like that, and by left click you can move the camera horizontally and zoom in or zoom out and scroll, yes, and each item you select here and then push F button, it will zoom on it. And these icons are vital for your project. As you can see, for example, this one is sun, the other one is your character, clouds. For example, here, if you turn it off, it would be just like that, and it's not good, so let them be. Although if you remove them, you can add them again. So if you hold right click and then push W, S, A, and D, you can go straight, right, back, and left, Q for up and E for down while you are holding right click. And here you're able to adjust the camera speed, yes, as you like. For example, this one, as you can see, it is so fast. I can make it slow. See, it is too slow actually. Let me speed it up. Yes. For example, you have a big landscape, and obviously in order to go through your model, you need to go fast. If you set your camera speed on a slow, it takes you so much time. so it's better to speed it up. And for a closed space, such as a room, or you want to go around a table, it's better to make it slow. Alright, the next part, if I'm gonna explain it to you, is the toolbar. Yes, the toolbar that we have up here. Let me show it to you. Yes, this toolbar, we have some tools. For example, if you choose selection, yes, this one, you can only choose and select each item that you like, and for adjusting them you should go to this window that we have here, these details. It's like instance properties in Revit, as you can see. We have many settings here that I will explain it to you later, and we have another settings up there, which is outliner. As you can see, it is like just project browser in Revit, as you can remember, and you're able to categorize your assets, your objects here. For example, you can make a folder here, yes, and I'm gonna put all these default assets into this. Yes, as you can see, all of them now are in that folder. Well, categorizing in Unreal Engine is so necessary for you to learn, and it will be so useful and helpful. For example, you can set your assets separately from the other assets that have been in your template already. Alright, that's it for this part. So it is so useful for you. And the other one is landscape. We have settings, very good settings here. Footage, yeah. For footage, you can set some trees, flowers, and even bushes on your landscape according to your needs. You can set them right in the right place actually, and it will help you in setting your assets very well. We have mesh paint, yes, just like that, and modeling here we have these default settings in new version. If you launch your Unreal Engine and it wasn't here, you should go to edit and search modeling in plugins, yes, and you should check the editor mode here, yes, in order to have these settings in your Unreal Engine. So by checking this plugin, you can have these tools that I just showed to you. You know, they are very good tools that you can use in your model. They are so useful, so you can add them anytime. And the next one is fracture. Yes, we have these tools, as you can see, uniform, bluster, etc. You can use them. Alright, the next one is brush editing. Yes, it is so good and you can use them. This is like one of the features of 3D Max, such as moving nodes and etc. The last part is animation, for animating the objects. It could be a character and etc. But the most functional and useful part is selection for us here. And as I told you before, footage is for setting some assets like trees, or modeling is for modeling and etc. But selection is the most functional part for us. Alright, about this part, as you can remember in the previous versions, for Place Actors panel, the tools are available here. But now in this new version, all the tools are in this list, as you can see, and you can use them, and it is very good. Okay, so I'm gonna use this list instead of that one, since it is easy to find them. And here we have Quixel Bridge. In Quixel Bridge website, you can use all the materials, all the assets which are free for your model. It is so good, it is so useful. And in this part you can download the materials that you want and then add them into the Unreal Engine directly from here. And local is where you have your own materials. All right, let me get to this part, 3D assets. For example, this rock that we have here, you can download it now by clicking on the icon. Yes, the download icon here, or you can add it to your favorites. Yes, we have a list which is called favorites, and you can download them later. Here, see, favorites. You can add them by clicking on the hearts down below. My friends, welcome to this video. Now I'm supposed to explain about Unreal Engine, as you can see, but first I was going to explain it as a mini project, as a small project, but now I want to explain it as this webinar, maybe some webinars actually. First of all, I'm gonna tell you how to know Unreal Engines, how to work with it, the introduction, and etc. Hence, I'm going to explain it as several webinars. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you how to export from Unreal Engine and some explanations about VR. So, if our process would be like this, then I'm supposed to make some tutorials for you, some courses, which I'm going to explain about Unreal Engines in it, that will be so useful for all of you. It's not just only talking about some tools. We are supposed to talk about some very useful information and everything you need to know about Unreal Engines, although maybe it will be 4 sections, but it's really worth it. Alright, let me tell you about Unreal Engine. What's Unreal Engine exactly? It is a very powerful engine which people make games with it, but recently they use it in architectural and construction projects. Well, this software belongs to Epic Games, which has some other softwares like Twinmotion, as you can see, that each one of them is good for some specific items. And the most functional softwares from Epic Games for us are Twinmotion and Unreal Engine. Alright, maybe some of you are wondering that which softwares I should learn, which software is useful for us, and some questions like that. For example, should I use Unreal Engine or Twinmotion or Lumion or Corona or V-Ray or any other softwares? If I want to tell you this briefly, first of all, I should say all the softwares are useful, which means, alright, I learned this software, so I don't need to learn the other one. Actually, it depends on your needs. For example, I'm gonna say that all the people should have learned Inkscape plugin already. For instance, if you're using Revit, you're not involved in exporting or importing, and it gives you the excellent quality in the shortest time. For example, in Revit here, you want to see the details. You want to go around of your model here, and in order to do that you need some cameras that you set before. But in Inkscape plugin, you don't need to set some camera to go through your model and see everything. It is so good for, actually it is my opinion that it is so good for coordinating. It is a very good coordinator. Well, as you are able to see the details in Inkscape plugin, you can see the problems of your model so that you can solve them as well. As you can link the disciplines, you're able to control them better. And for the guests, it is good for presenting and rendering as well. And of course, it has some problems and weaknesses as well, such as it makes you limited in animating for making animation. In this plugin, you're not able to make some objects animated. It's just for some grasses, for example, wind blows to it and they are moving, just in that limitation, not more. And it is easy to work with. Alright, let's get more professional here. For example, if you want to make some animation or you want to have a good rendering, Lumion is so good for these jobs. And as I told you before, it is good for the architects, those who work with animating and rendering. Okay, for example, this model here, as you can see, I can go through like this easily. It is so easy to check the environment. It is good for presenting, yes, rendering. You don't need to import or export again. And it has night, day. Well, we are supposed to complete this model in Unreal. Hence, let me close that. Well, if I'm gonna be honest with you, among these softwares, Lumion is so much better. Actually, it's the best. As I told you before, for those who are involved in architectural works and rendering and taking some pictures and some stuff like that. It is so much better than Inkscape in rendering, in animating, and etc. Especially in 2023 version, that you're able to import the animation path from Blenders and 3D Max into your Lumion software. It's a very good feature since you're able to simulate some situations by it. Well, it has some weaknesses as well, that it's not good for the BIM projects. Well, it doesn't have the VR feature. Well, some people say if they get a 360-degree render, it means that is VR, but it's not actually. Well, in my opinion, it's a virtual tool, VT. But about virtual reality, aka VR, you can go through your model. For the next step, you're supposed to use Twinmotion. Well, Epic Games signed a contract with Autodesk that anyone who provided the original version of Revit 2023.1, they're able to use Twinmotion free. And this is a built-in, which means it is installed on Revit and it's not a plugin anymore. So we call it built-in. And after you model your project, you can bring it with yourself into Twinmotion from here directly with a better animation, with a better rendering, and it's a very good feature that you can use. And we have an output which is exe, and unfortunately we don't have it in Lumion. It's a very good feature that you can use it. Inkscape has VR, you can just move in it. But in Twinmotion, you're able to change the seasons, change the materials on the objects, and these features are absolutely very interesting for the employer. And one of its other features is that it is multidiscipline, and when we want to work with it, with the BIM process, it will be very suitable. As you can see, we have many versions of Twinmotion here, and since Epic Games bought Twinmotion since 2019, as you can see, they said that who bought this version, the other versions will be free for them. So as you can see, all the versions are available for me, and each year you can update your software here and use it. And by this Epic Games window, you can choose your version. Maybe you installed it already, or you should install it. As you can see, I did it before, so I can launch it. Well, if you didn't install it, you should do it right now to use it. Well, one of the great features of this software is that you can transfer all of your model and your works into the Unreal Engine. Since both softwares belong to Epic Games, you're able to do this feature. You can transport all the assets into Emotion into the Unreal Engine by this DataSmith Twinmotion that I have installed it already. Yes. If you move your mouse on it, it says it is suitable for these versions. So when you install it, it is available and usable in Unreal Engine. So there are many libraries here that you can use it for your Unreal Engine, just like that. Even you're able to use the materials of Twinmotion in Unreal Engine, which is so cool. For example, this one here, we have many kinds of boots, and this one is about importing, and this one is the complete library, and here is for converting the information from Twinmotion for Unreal Engine. And as you can see, this is not compatible for the version of 5.3, but you can use it for 5.1 version. But it's not a problem. We are able to get an output DataSmith from Twinmotion, which is a very good format that Epic Games has developed this, and it is usable for most of the softwares. Let me launch it. And for doing it more professionally, instead of using Twinmotion, you should use Unreal Engine. Well, I did explain it to you, since I'm gonna tell you that, of course, as I told you before, it depends on your needs. Well, sometimes your employer needs your model, needs your result earlier than before, so the best choice is using Inkscape plugin in Revit. Hence, after you deliver your first concept of your model to your employer, kinda you got more time for your project, and then you're able to work on it better and more professional. And at that time, you can use, for example, Lumion if you want to render, or it is good for animating. But if you want to work on some VR stuff, you should use Twinmotion for it. And one of the best features of Twinmotion is this cloud, that it enables you to use the cloud space. Actually, you are uploading your project to the cloud space of Epic Games Company. Actually, their systems, their hardwares, their softwares are processing your project, your model, and after that you can give a link to your employer so that they can use even with the simplest device to see your project, and it is very good. After you finish, you can export DataSmith file and then transport it into the Unreal Engine. And Unreal Engine supports all the materials, all the stuff that you have worked on it before, and the further it goes, the more updates both of them will get, and the connection between them will be more suitable, better than before. And you know, this work has a good future, and the technology is moving towards VR, which if you pay attention to it, you can earn a good income from it. For example, many years ago, I told anyone to learn Revit, and a few people got it and learned Revit. And now they see how useful it is, since the technology is moving towards VR, AR, and some stuff like that. And it has a very good future, and you can get a very good income from it. And if you search Unreal Engine in YouTube, you will see that many people want to learn Unreal Engine, and most of the videos are based on the basic level of this software since many people want to learn it. Alright, let me close this Twinmotion and then get to Unreal. Okay, here we go. Well, as I told you before, Unreal has many features. Well, Unreal Engine has a lot of variety, and according to the features that it has, you can do many models, and employers are looking for this feature because Unreal Engines have many assets, many objects that you're able to use them for your model. So even you can create a website of your own and create many assets, and after that you can sell them, and it has a very good income for you. So you can use many features of this Unreal Engine. Alright, let me tell you something until it is loading. Alright, it depends on your need, that which object, which model you want to use for the VR process that you're supposed to do. Now I'm gonna show you how it works with the Oculus version 2. Oculus version 3 is good as well, but now I'm supposed to use version 2 of it. Okay, let me set it up. Wait a minute, please. Okay, here. Let me fix that. All right. Here we go. So you can see that I'm working with it. I'm working the VR Oculus 2. Alright, for example, look here, I'm standing next to the faucet. Yes, here. When I hold my hand under this faucet, water starts to flow under it, and when I remove my hand, the water stops. See, just like that. Or this part, if I touch any object here, it changes the color, as you can see. So which one I choose, it changes to that color. For example, here we have a sign there, and by selecting each color, the color of wall will be changed like that. Or we have a room here and we have a lamp there. So by clicking here, we can turn it on or turn it off. Let me set my place. All right, here we go. And by clicking this one, you can turn it on or turn it off, just like the reality. See? It's very good. Interesting. And softwares like Lumion or Inkscape don't have such as this feature. So I suggest you that you should learn Unreal Engine. It is so good for you, and in the future I will talk about this more. In order to use Unreal Engine, first of all you need to install Epic Games Launcher. So let me show it to you. Okay, as you can see, we have Epic Games Launcher. You should first download it. It's about, I think, 500 megabytes. So if you click on this one, you can download it, and after that you install it and you have this window. You don't have these engine versions first, and you can use Twinmotion here. Each version you like, you can install it and then launch it. You should go to library for using Unreal Engines. Alright, if you click on plus here, it shows you something like this. And by choosing the version, you can install it. As you can see, we have these versions. Absolutely, we don't have the versions that I've installed them already. For example, this one, 5.2.1. Alright, let me click on install here. Never click on install. First, go to options. We have options here. And as you can see, we don't need Linux version, so you should uncheck it. And about 15 gigabytes will be less for its space. And for iOS, you can check it or uncheck it. It depends on your need. For example, later maybe you. And we have another part right here, which it shows you the related assets. As you can see, they are similar but in different shapes. And this part, you can choose the quality here. Yes, low quality and to the maximum. The last option here, as you can see, it's a new technology which has been developed by Epic Games, and it is amazing. It is so cool since it enables you to use the high quality pictures, high quality assets, high quality objects. You can use them for your model, even in a long distance, for example 20 kilometers. You can use the assets with a high quality with your own PC, although it has not that hardware system. With a simple system, you can use this feature and use the high quality assets for your model, which is so cool, which is so amazing. It doesn't need any powerful system or hardwares to use high quality assets. And as I told you before, it depends on your distance. For example, if you have a chair, when you zoom in, it has the highest quality so that you can see any details in it. But if you zoom out, the quality will be less until you see it as a box. So let me download this one. Yes. Well, as you can see, the download speed is not so good. It is slow, but let me put it in my favorites list so that when it's done, I will use it. Yes, here. After that, after it's done, you can add it by clicking on that plus, so you don't need to drag it or do something like that. When you click on plus, it will be added to your Unreal Engine. Okay, let's get back to here. If you have two monitors, you can drag it to another one, and you can control and handle the tabs here. You can open the Quixel bridge again. As you can see, we have this rock, just like that. Yes, it's not that hard. For architecture, it has Data Smith, but if you go to this Unreal Engine and you don't see it, go to plugins and search Data Smith. So you just need to check Data Smith importer, yes, and even you can check this one for the Twinmotion. Of course, if you need it, it depends on your needs, on your model. Let me check it. So if you change any settings here, you just need to restart Unreal Engine to apply your changes. So if I search to motion, as you can see, it is checked. All right, let me restart Unreal Engine, save, wait for it. All right, now go to this part and let me search to motion here. All right, library, very good. Furnitures, and here this part we have mesh and materials, textures, and we have our characters here. All right, let me get back to this part. Yes, as you can see, we have these characters. Actually, it is about animating, not that character. We have many animation here for the flags and character. For example, this one, let me add it here. And it is so cool since we added this object, this item, to our model from Twinmotion, which is so cool. You can transport your concept from Twinmotion into your Unreal Engine. We have content browser, as you can see. By pushing Control and space, both of them at the same time, we can open it or close it. Now we have 4 of them. Let's see why. Well, the more you are working with Unreal Engine, the more assets you will need to add into your model in Unreal Engine. So handling and managing the assets, it's really important, and you should be able to adjust and set them right. Hence, if you go to this part, we have many folders, we have many assets, objects that we can use for our model. Okay, let me go to this part, Twinmotion. Yes, right click and show in content browser. Very nice. And that's it. Now I'm able to open another one here. Yes, the number 2 for this one. If I click on it, another one will be open, just like that. And let's compare these 2 windows together. All right, let me go to this folder here. Let me find it. Here we go. Yes, and here lightings. All right, let me find it. All right. You can find the objects that you like to add here from this window here. And the other one, the other window that there is here, you can choose a material for the object that you set here. For example, let me open the folder for materials. Yes, drag it here, and here we go. And you can choose a material that you like according to your needs. And opening some content browser, they will improve the speed of your process. You can model your project faster and better and easier by using these content browsers. And we have other tools here. For example, basic, we have these options, yes, and lights. We will talk about them later. For example, this one, if I set it here, we have this icon, which is like a lamp, as you can see. And we have its properties, its settings on the right side here. You can change the intensity, the brightness, even the temperature. It's up to you. You can adjust the settings according to your model. Actually, it is turned on now, but while it is a day, it doesn't show the brightness Very well now. Well, you can change the sky here, yes. And you can change the settings here. Very good. It's range. And we have direction light, like the sun, or spotlight, like the flashlight, yes, or even rectangle light. It's a linear light actually. The next tools are cinematic cameras, shapes, media plate, visual effects, or even volumes. For example, you're gonna set an obstacle, so you should set a block volume here. And the next one is classes, that there are some categories that we can use them in our model according to the situation that you are working on. For example, now let me set an actor here. All right, and then I'm gonna set a camera for it to move along with it. Wherever the actor goes, the camera goes with it as well. All right, so according to set these settings, we should go to this part, properties, right here. Let me adjust some stuff like the angle of camera. Let me see what we have here. All right, the actor, yes, and check this one to set the angle right, and here we go. So if I move the actor, the camera moves as well, as you can see. And if I want to move the camera, let me show it to you, just like that, yes, it moves around the actor. So as you can see, it only moves around the actor since its target is the actor. And we can use this feature for the architectural project, which is interesting, and the depth of view can be controlled based on the distance. And we have a recent placed list here, which is your recent actions, and here place actors panel. And as I told you before, it is for a previous version that some people is comfortable with this. All right, here we have some icons. The first one is selection. You can select the items, yes. The next one is movement. The gizmo will be appeared. You can move the object. Well, the next icon here is for the scale. Actually, it is using for the movement. If I change it here, for example, 1, I choose 1 step by step. Actually, it moves. It moves accurately, just like that. If I choose 1000, as you can see, it moves further. Or you can choose 10. Yes, it moves like that. And even you can turn it off. And it moves freely. Yes, here we go. The next one is rotation. Here, you can rotate your object. And in this part, you can change the degrees as well. See, for example, 45 degrees, you want to change it. Yes. And if you turn it off, you can rotate it freely in each direction that you like. See, just like that. And the next icon is scale. You can make it bigger or smaller. Yes, you can change the scale here. For example, Now we have 25% by 25%. If I change it, it would be like this. Yes. And if you turn it off, you can change the scale freely, bigger or smaller. And we have something here, let me show it to you, for scale, rotation, and movement. By clicking on this arrow on the right side, it will be reset. See? Just like that. And by default, location, rotation, both of them are 0, 0, 0, and scale is 1, 1, 1. W, E, R buttons are for movement, rotation, and scale. And these symbols that we have here, maybe they are annoying for you, so that you can push G button to hide all of them, just like that. Hence, by pushing G buttons, you can hide the icons, the symbols here, not the objects. You can hide these symbols only, show them or hide them. Yes, just like that. Alright, now it's time to learn how to import files into Unreal Engine. It's a very important subject that you should pay attention to it very well. First of all, let me tell you that the unit of Unreal Engine is centimeters. But about Revit, since it is an architectural software, it is so accurate. And it doesn't matter which unit it is, since all the units are the same. For example, 1 meter equals to 1 centimeter in Revit, and etc., just like that. But the structure of Blender or 3D Max softwares and other softwares like this, we have some difference among them. Let me show it to you in 3D Max here. As you may know, by pushing Alt W buttons, you can minimize or maximize the windows here. Let's get to unit part here, customize, yes, and always it is centimeter. And for system unit setup here, it should be on centimeter as well. Well, sometimes both of these settings are different. For example, here we have centimeter, but there we have inches, for example, and they are different. Let me show it to you in an example. First of all, I need to make a box. 100, yes. Now, if I go to settings here for units, this part, as you can see, the display unit is centimeter. It shows me the box based on the centimeter, but it draws it, it designs it by inches. So if I change it to centimeters, 100 changes to these numbers, see? So they are different. You should pay attention to that. And for make it bigger or smaller, you can use scale for it. It's up to you. And rarely I give it numbers. For example, 100. It's too much, I think. And often I use a scale for making objects bigger or smaller. Let me import a model here. Alright. Actually, I would like to import all of these samples that we have here, but it's kind of impossible. There are many of them. So let me just import this one. Where is it? Yes, here. Let me extract it to this folder. Very good. That's it. And let's copy the address link and paste it here. All right. Now it's time to open it. Yes. Here we go. Now it's converting the units to centimeter. Okay, yes. All right, Alt W, P as perspective. Hold Alt and scroll your mouse. Very good. Now it's time to change the units for this model. Yes, change it to centimeter here as well. Very good. And if you select it, we don't have any numbers for it, obviously, so I must make a box here. For example, this one. Well, we have a tool here which is called tape. You can use it. It's based on meter, but I don't want to use it. It's kind of boring. Alright, now we have this box. Let's see how much its height is. For example, 50 centimeters, 500 centimeters. It's kind of too much. We don't have a chair with this measurement, so we should make it smaller. For example, 50 centimeters is kind of good. Yes, the chair should be as high as the box here. Now it's time to make a group of these objects here. Yes, don't use any scale for it yet. We have some works to do first. Yes, and go to move, the third tab here, and then click on Effect Pivot Only. Now our base is the floor of the table, not the middle of the group. Hence, if we use scale for it, it makes it smaller or bigger according to the base, not the middle of the group. Let me show it to you here. If I use scale, as you can see, it ignores the down part here, so the structure will be destroyed, kinda. So here, click on Pivot Only, Move, and for its Z, it should be 0 to set it on the floor, on the base. And now, if I use scale, we make it bigger or smaller. Yes, we are doing it based on the floor, based on the base actually. Alright, I'm gonna give it 10 and go to move, right click, 0, 0, 0. Now let's see if it is good or not. For now, alright, let me create a box. Let's see how much its height is. It's about 50 centimeters. Now it's good. Alright, now there is a point here that I should tell you that this chair that we have here, it is made of some separate parts. Let me show it to you. If you select it, you can move the top, yes, or down separately. So if you import it into Unreal Engine, each parts are separate from each other. Hence, in order to make all the parts together and attach them, so you should go to this part, attach, yes, and select each part. Yeah, okay, okay, here we go. And this part from the back, that's it. Now this object is as one object, as you can see. If you move it, all the parts are moving. Let me remove that, since I can use mirror for the other one. Alright, let's get to table. Select all the parts, convert to poly, and then attach. I will explain it for Revit as well later. Yes, here we go. And now after that, if I move it, yes, all the parts are moving together as a uniform shape. So let me tell you this. Unreal Engine is working based on 0, 0 point here. Yes, it only recognizes this point. Wherever your object is, Unreal Engine only recognizes the 0, point. Now, for example, we have this table here. Let me copy from it, paste another one, and for its coordinates, I'm gonna set 0. Very good. Now I'm going to export from these two tables, not the chair. Export selected, yes. FBX format. All right. Let me choose a folder for it. Create a new one. Very good. All right. Click on OK here. Again. And now let's export it. Let's get back to Unreal Engine. First of all, let me reset these settings here. Very good. Now go to this part. Let me make a new folder just right here, and I'm going to choose a name for it, imported model. Alright, so we have three ways to import our model. One way is using this option here, import model, yes, or you can use this way or here as well. So I'm gonna use this way, yes. Right click on folder and import model, go to desktop. Very well, here we go. Let me uncheck the mesh here. Alright, everything is good here. Import all. Now we have our models here. Let me set both of them. Yes. The other one. As you can see, the gizmo is on the table for this one, but for the other table, the gizmo is far from it, while the gizmo was on the table in 3D Max. But since it wasn't on 0, point, so the gizmo is far from it now in Unreal Engine. So controlling and handling this part is so hard. Unless you go to this part modeling and pivot, you're able to edit pivot, center, yes, bottom, here, and the pivot is on the table as well as the other one. See? Now, in many situations, it will be so helpful for us, thanks to Unreal Engine, for this feature. Hence, you should pay attention to this point that, especially in 3D Max, your objects should be on 0, point to set it right in Unreal Engine. But about Revit, it's kind of different. I will tell you later. Alright, now again, let me set it here on 0, point about this chair. We should do it again. Go to pivot effect only, yeah. It's time to make it Z 0. And yes, deactivate it, 0, very good. Okay, now all of the objects are on 0, point, which is so good. Now it's time to export it. Here, yes, export selected. Now let me choose a different name for it. Static mesh underline test. Very good. Alright, that's it. Here we go. Now it's time to import in Unreal Engine. Here, right click, import model. Yes, that's it. And here we go. Well, it's making their materials if it's needed, so don't worry about it. Now, as you can see, we have them here. Yes. Let me set it there. Here we go. For example, you have many chairs around a table, so you don't need to export all of them and do some settings for each one of them and then import it in Unreal Engine. You just need to adjust one of them and then copy from it and paste it. Well, so that's it for this part. DataSmith plugin has been in this software for many years in 3D Max, but now it has become much more advanced in newer versions. So if you search DataSmith in Google, let me search it, DataSmith plugin, yes, go to Unreal Engine Epic Games website, and as you can see we have these options here: 3D Max, Cinema 4D, Revit, IFC, Rhino, SolidWorks, and CATIA, and other softwares here which are less functional and useful for us. Anyway, this plugin converts any materials, any lights into the Unreal Engine version directly. So here, if you want to download this plugin for Unreal Engine, here we have for 3D Max. As you can see, you can choose your Unreal Engine versions. If you have 5.3, you can download it, but if you have the older versions, go to this one, archived version, yes, and choose your older version and then download it. Or even SketchUp and then Navisworks, Revit, you can download all of them, but pay attention to the version of Revit 2024. As you can see, it is a built-in plugin, so you don't need to download it separately. And as I told you before, we have many softwares here that you can download the plugin for all of them, Navisworks, etc. Just like that, as you can see. Alright, that's it for the DataSmith plugin. And you know, we have this tab for DataSmith in new version, not older one. In the older one, you should go to the export, and when you click on it, you should choose DataSmith here in this list. For example, let me show an example here. So we have DataSmith as a tab here, which is so cool. Alright, let me reset this project and let me open a new one. Let's see what we have here. I think this one is good. Let me remember its name and then find it. Right, 11.1, 111, yes, that's it. Extract. Now let's open the file here. Yes, let's copy the address link. Here we go, open, paste it, and there you go. I'm gonna choose the V-Ray file here, yes. Alright, as you can see, it says it doesn't have these textures, so we should browse here, add, yeah, and go to this file. Now let me open this address here to load the textures. Here we go, that's it. P for perspective view, there you go. Z for zoom out. Okay, so let's see that what kind of materials this model has. As you can see, these are the materials. Let me open a new tab here and then see we have these materials for this model, these textures. Okay, well, it seems that it doesn't recognize this bump, this material. Let me see, let me browse that. What's the reason for it? Well, actually, it seems that it doesn't even exist. I'm gonna choose this one for it. Yes, doesn't matter. All right, and for another part, for example, this one, we have these materials. Let me set them right in a row. Very good. Align them. That's it. For example, this one, it doesn't recognize it again. Let me browse it. Yes, here. Okay, for example, this one, I'm gonna select this one for it. Yes. For the others, for example, let me see. Yeah, that one. Very good. Again, you know, their names are different so that it didn't recognize the materials. All right, we gave some materials to some parts of this model. All right, we are supposed to complete this model later. Actually, we are going to add some furnitures next to it and complete the project very well. But first of all, let's get back to Unreal Engine to talk about DataSmith plugin. All right, we have this landscape kinda. Let me open a new one. Yeah, an empty one. Here we go. Now we have nothing here, which is good. Okay, let me get back to 3D Max again. Right here. Now click on synchronize. Yes, sync it. And then auto sync. Very good. Go to Unreal Engine. And then click on direct link import. Yes, it recognizes the 3D Max file. Let it load. We must make a new folder here. For example, Max direct link. Yeah. And after you select your folder, it says what you want from your model. I say lights, geometry, materials, and etc. It depends on you. All right. I will explain the other settings for it later. And then we have the model here. So you just need to pull it up. Since it wasn't on 000, as I told you before, it's really important. But as you can see, it recognizes it loaded all the materials for each part. For example, here, as you can see, it has the material and you can change it. Now, if I select the material that this part has, for example, this one, now I'm able to change the material here. For example, if I drag another one into this, for example, here, yes, let me drag this material. As you can see, it changed. So it is so easy to change the material as you wish. You can do it very easily, just like that. And the other settings are not the specific things. Actually, you can let them be. All right, now it did convert the V-Ray file into the Unreal Engine file. The DataSmith plugin did that. So for example, if you select this material here, you can make many different materials by just one material. For example, let me rename this one wood number 1. Here we go. If you select it, you can create many other different materials from it. Well, you're able to use Quixel Bridge materials as well, but I told you this so that anytime that if you are looking for a material that you like, you don't need to just download it from Quixel Bridge and other website. You can change the material that existed before as well. For example, I'm gonna choose this one. Yes, wait for it. And here we have it. Go to our model, and for example, for the floor, I'm gonna use it here, drag it, there you go. You can change its settings as well, reflectivity or dimensions. As you can see, it's up to you. Even roughness or specular. Yes, you can change all of them according to your needs. And it is easy to adjust it. Very good. Just like that. And I'm gonna push G button to hide that symbol. Very good. And for example, if you want to change anything in 3D Max, it could be everything. For example, you have this tape here. Let me show it to you. And you want to move it. First of all, we need to detach all the parts. Let me select them. Yeah. And then click on detach here to make them separate from each other. Here we go. Now if I move it, for example, to this part and then sync, as you can see, it moved in Unreal Engine as well, which is a very good feature and it's amazing. For example, you want to move another object in 3D Max. As I told you before, it could be anything, it doesn't matter. For example, let me see this table, yes, that we have here. I'm gonna move it to this one, synchronize, and there you go. Or go back to the first place, synchronize, and here we go. It's there again, and it is a very cool feature that you can use it. Actually, that's it for the transportation of objects into Unreal Engines from 3D Max. Now about Revit, transportation from Revit to Unreal Engine. In Unreal Engine, we are working professionally, so we need the professional materials, the professional project in Revit for transportation into Unreal Engine. Hence, all these objects that we have here, whether it's from Inkscape or anywhere else, they are not useful, they are useless. We just need the model. Model is very important to us. Even we don't need the trees, the furnitures, and anything else. We just need the model, and it's better to give it the materials here in Revit in order to specify some materials to them in Unreal Engine. But I don't remove them since I need all these objects in Revit. So I'm gonna copy from this model here. Yes. And then choose a name for it. It could be anything. Here we go. Alright, now it's time to select one of these trees. VH, height category. Alright, we have some generic models here. We shouldn't remove all of them. We shouldn't hide all of them. Maybe some of them are useful. So let's hide some parts here manually. Yeah. Let's see what we have here. Well, for some of these parts that we have here, we can substitute the better textures, the better materials for them in 3D Max. For example, for doors or plumbing fixture, this part. Then we can set some parts instead of these parts that we have here, but let them be. It doesn't matter for now. If I hide this one, all the parts in casework will be gone, so let it be. I should hide one by one now. So go to this part, yes, and Let me do that. Here we go. All right, select this one, hide them, right click. There you go. This one and here. Very good. You can use HH button to hide them temporarily, and at the end you can apply it. Alright, let me pull the section box lower. Very good. What do we have here? This one, HH, yeah. Let's see. Alright, now let's apply these changes. Very good. As you can see, we have the main model and this one that we hide many parts of it. It's time to save it. Very good. Go to View, to InMotion, and export the last item. Well, we have these settings, and for insertion point we have survey point and base point. Well, let me tell you this. Well, if you go to this one site, as you can see, this is the base point. Well, it depends on your model actually. Let me go to motion, export settings. If I click on base point here, so this one is survey point. Yes, this one, but the point which is up there is base point. Survey point is a point that depends on the model, which is based on the reality, and it is unstable since it is on the corner of landscape, but base point is on the corner of the model. So it depends on you which one you choose. So right now it doesn't matter which one it is. So I choose default, and the next one is level of tessellation. Alright, let me show you something in 3D Max. Yes, this one. Alright, let me create a box here. F3, F4. Very good. And convert to poly. Select tessellate, yeah. Well, now we have iteration. That more you choose, the more mesh we have, as you can see. And it could be based on mesh or polygon. It depends on you. Since it is more flexible in 3D Max, mesh is better. Now here is the same level of tessellation. The more number it is, the more mesh we will have, and the smoother it will be. Actually, the best number for it, the standard one, is 8 to 10. Not more, not less. 15 or 20 is too much. It is terrible. So we often use 8 or 10. The next part is metadata export file, which is so good. It will transport the information of the elements. What is information exactly? Well, if you select each part of the model, for example here, let me show it to you. For example, this one, we have this information, constraints, dimensions, etc. For example, here, if you go to this part, dimensions, it means that it transports the information related to dimensions, the parameters. And in dimensions, we have volume, area, and length, which all of them will be transported. Or for the next one, which is identity data, it will transport the information and edit type information as well. Well, for example, I delete this part. Well, we need dimensions, and here as well you can add the concentrate here again. See, concentrate is included, location line and something like that. It will transport the information related to constraints. If you check it, yes. So metadata, it's not necessary to change it, but here level of tessellation is necessary to pay attention to it. Well, here you're able to synchronize it as well as 3D Max, but now I'm gonna export an exclusive file. Choose a name for it, and here we go. That's it. We got an export from it. And anytime you change a thing from it, you can get an export again to update your model. Alright, it's time to get back to Unreal Engine here. Very good. Let me duplicate this file and then click on it. So save it. Yeah. Wait for it to load. Here we go. Now let me delete this floor. Yeah. Create a new folder, which is default. Then drag them all to default folder. Create a new one. I'm gonna choose a name for it, Revit, and go to this part to import the file. Yes. Okay. Now go to this folder, open the file, Revit. Yeah. Let me create a new folder, Revit. Here we go. Open it. It doesn't have any animations, so let me uncheck it. And we don't need camera, and others are good. Here we go. So we have all this information. Let me drag them all to Revit folder. That's it. Okay, let me zoom in to see what we have here. First of all, I need to speed up. Yeah, here we go. So we have something like that. And for the parts that it doesn't recognize the materials, it gives them the default materials. And it doesn't matter, we will complete it later. For example, this part, let's check its material. Alright, this one, that's it. We should see what we have here exactly, if we are able to change it or not. Absolutely, we are. We have these settings. You can change anything to turn it into something that you like. For example, here you can change, let me change this one. I don't want it to have any texture, so clear, yes. We want it to present non-texture material. Well, actually, this is the same settings. This is the same properties that we have in Revit. As you can see, it is transparency, cutout, generic, bump, tint, and etc. Well, in fact, it follows the properties that we have in Revit as well here. See, actually, kind of both of them are the same, transparency and etc. Well, so let's get back to Unreal Engine. As I told you before, you can change the settings here to get your own materials, the materials that you like to have. It depends on your choice, it depends on your project. You can change everything here. Now, for example, you want to change something in your model in Revit, for example, this roof. Yes, that's it. If you want it to be changed in Unreal Engine as well, you should go to Export, yes, on the same file, and click on Yes. Here we go. When you go to Unreal Engine, you should go to the same folder that you have imported your file before. Yes, this is the same file, re-import. If you click on re-import, this file will be updated, as you can see. Alright, so in this way you can handle the changes that you have done. Alright, let me undo it. Go to export again on the same file, export again. That's it. Go to Unreal, here, re-import. Very good. You can use the auto sync as well, but this way is better. Now, how to use 3D Max for our model. For example, we're supposed to use some doors for our model here. All right. At first, we need to copy from our model, duplicate. Here we go. And then HH landscape here. Very good. And even the floor. That's it. Now let me apply these changes. Very good. And here get an FBX file from it. All right. Let me choose a folder for it. This one here, and that's it. Now it's time to import it into 3D Max. Yes. All right. Import here. Go to the folder. This file. Very good. Yes, okay. Now we have our model here. We don't need any lights or camera, so hence I select shape and drag. We don't have any shape. Light, yes, hide them. Camera, yes, delete them. And then helpers, delete them. And at the end, geometry. All right. Now it is very important for us to set the furnitures in this model now. For example, let me choose a sample for it from this folder here. For example, this child room decor. Yes. Let me find it in this file zip. Yeah, very good. I think that's it. Let me check. Yes, here we go. And now it's time to extract it to this folder. All right, now copy its link, its address, go to import. Yes, here, paste it, open it. Now I'm gonna select the V-Ray file, not the Corona one. Open it. I don't want the lights, either the camera, or I don't want all of them, but geometry. Yes. Okay. After you import the model, the concept here, yes, first of all you need to group them without doing anything else. So after that, you can move all of the parts here at the same time. Very good. All right, now it's time to rotate it. Let me adjust the degrees here. 45 degree. Yes. 45. It could be very nice. That's it. Now it's time to move it into the room. For example, let me set it on that place. After that, we need to add a light, actually in Unreal Engine. I selected this model, this object here, because it doesn't have any light with itself. Since we want to add a light in Unreal Engine, not here. Very good. And we just want this model. To import it in Unreal Engine, we have the model, actually the main model already in Unreal Engine. Okay, let me see where it is exactly. Here we go. That's it. All right, so let me isolate this model that we have here, this concept, from the main model. Actually, I'm supposed to set it on the right place. I'm gonna set it accurately. Actually, here it's bottom. set it on the floor. Yes, here. And the distance from the wall, you should pay attention to it very well. I think that's enough. All right, we did this since if we want to move this model, move this concept that we have here in Unreal Engine directly, not in 3D Max or Revit, it would be very hard. And now, as you can see, we did it in 3D Max at first. So here we just need to export it as a datasmith file. Export selected, yes, click on it. After you get an export from it, here choose a folder for it. Let me choose a name. Yes, very good. Now let's get back to Unreal Engine. Now we have our main model here. We can hide all of them. It's a good feature to make a folder. Yes, child. Very good. Let me copy its name. We need that. And go to here, import. And let's find our file here. Here we go. Paste it. That's it. We don't have any lights here, so uncheck it. And actually, we want the materials. All right. So we have the model, the concept, just at the right place that we set this model in 3D Max before, as you can see. Yes, on the right place. Very good. You can change the materials later. You can set them right. Well, this way is much easier than the others because when you want to move your model directly in Unreal Engine, it's kind of hard and maybe complicated because of some materials and some models you have there, and maybe it is a crowded place. But if you move your model, your concept in 3D Max, and then get an export and import it into Unreal Engine, I think it's a better way to do it, and it would be so good.